Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Kova here, and welcome back to a brand new edition of Transfer Gossip. Lots and lots of rumours going to be kicking on now that the season's officially ended. You know, teams know where they're placed and who they can try and sign because of that, Champions League, etc. So, there's potential for huge deals going down. Now, we're starting off with a team that could actually still get in the Champions League. They're not in at the moment, not for sure, but if they win tonight, as of when this video is getting recorded, they could get into the Champions League. Now, they are obviously Manchester United. They are looking at Ederson from Benfica as a potential De Gea replacement should he leave. Now, obviously, constantly always getting links to move to Real Madrid. And I think at some point that deal probably will happen. And they are obviously always, because of that, going to be looking at potential replacements probably each summer and each January because they never know when it'll happen. I'm thinking it may happen this summer. De Gea had a good season. He's always having a good season because he's a fantastic keeper. But, he hasn't really, I don't know, it's hard to say. He hasn't really put out like an amazing performance this season like he did last season. So, I don't know if he's just unsettled, whether he wants that move. I'm pretty sure he will get it though. Next up is Ben Gibson. Obviously, Middlesbrough are now obviously officially relegated. And I'm pretty sure Gibson will leave. West Brom and Leicester are the two clubs leaving the chase for his signature from Middlesbrough. But they will probably have to pay 20 million upwards just to try and get him from Middlesbrough. Obviously, he's 20, what is that, 24, I think he is. So he's got a lot of potential. You're looking like at least another 8 seasons out of him at the highest level. So, obviously Middlesbrough had a great record defensively. Barring aside the final game of the season, they were very strong defensively. So I think Gibson plays a huge part of that. It was just they couldn't really score. For a team that was going down, they actually had a really good defensive record, but they struggled to score. So I think Gibson, should deserve a lot of credit and probably will get that move he most likely deserves. Next up is Kurt Zouma. A bit of a strange one. I really rate Zouma. I think he's really good centre-back. And obviously Chelsea think that as well. However, there's a bit of a rumour because of his injury and the fact that I think he only started 9 games for Chelsea last season, that he may go out on loan to Marseille. I can't see this happening. It's more just a pot shot rumour for me. I think it will be a case of, he'll stay at Chelsea. They're playing a back three. Ake was getting into the team a little bit while Zouma still was injured. You got David Luiz, Azpilicueta, Cahill as like the main three. You could potentially bring Zouma into that and play Azpilicueta as like left back or right back again. I can't see him going out on loan. It would only be to obviously help his rehabilitation from his injury. Next up, Gael Clichy is next up. Allardyce wants Clichy and Sagna is what was probably the story about a couple of days ago. It may still be the case that, Clichy's wanted by Crystal Palace, but Allardyce has obviously now left Crystal Palace. So that may affect the potential transfer deal of both Clichy and Sagna. I probably think, teams like Crystal Palace will still go in for them if they wish to stay in the Prem. But to be honest, Sagna and Clichy might go back to France and enjoy like a season or two there before they retire for me. Next up is Sigurdsson. Now, obviously, Swansea stayed up. And they obviously now have no reason to sell. If anything, they have more of a reason to try and keep hold of Sigurdsson and push on a bit and, sign a few really talented players. However, Tottenham are considering a £25 million move, as well as Everton are also thinking about that exact same £25 million move. I think in terms of Tottenham's perspective, they see Sigurdsson as a better option than Barkley. Everton obviously may lose Barkley, so they are also looking at Sigurdsson as his replacement. Next up is Lamina, Juventus player at the moment, and he's getting linked to move to Arsenal with a £20 million move. Now, he's obviously a bit part player at Juventus. He's not really getting in the first team too much. He comes on as a sub quite a lot. First team football Arsenal could be an interest. Obviously, there is no Champions League, but it's a case of does he want to move for first team football and he doesn't mind playing in the Europa League. Next up is Lacazette. Now, this is not good news for any Prem club. Obviously, he's getting linked to the likes of Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, even I think Manchester City at one point were rumoured to be interested in him. However, he has agreed to join Atletico Madrid. Yet again, Atletico Madrid are getting a fantastic striker. They are renowned for having amazing strikers. Usually, pretty much all the time, they will have a fantastic striker. You think of the strikers they've had in the past: Aguero, Falcao, Torres when he was in his prime. Jax Martinez, even for one season, didn't do that horribly. He was obviously didn't do that well, but he wasn't even like the worst player. He was amazing at one point. So, you know, they got a lot of players there, obviously Forlan as well. And now Lacazette, he hinted originally that he was going to move to Atletico Madrid, you know, kind of link up with Griezmann. However, that is now being confirmed by the Lyon president. Obviously, Lyon president said, you know, I think it was like just gone past January, he said Lacazette will be leaving. Obviously, that has now come out to be the truth, and he looks like he's going to Spain for the Atletico Madrid team. Next up is Alexis Sanchez. Obviously, the rumours that Sanchez will be leaving if Arsenal didn't get Champions League are pretty strong, you know. I think it's not too much of a big issue. But I think, you know, in terms of like, it would have been less of an issue if he had signed a better deal before the end of the season. Now, Sanchez and Ozil, if anything, have played this really, really smart. And they have delayed that deal. They basically can hold the club to ransom. If they want to leave, I think they pretty much can. It's just a case of whether Sanchez want to leave. He's obviously got that potential move to Bayern Munich lined up. Ozil, I'm not too sure who's interested in him, but you know, I'm sure there will be many clubs. Sanchez, I think it would be hard to turn down Bayern Munich, and I think he would improve Bayern Munich. Obviously, Bayern Munich will be looking, you know, they're trying to ship out Douglas Costa. Ribery is, you know, 33 or 34 now, I think. So they need to bring someone in younger, kind of rebuild the wings a little bit. Obviously, they've got Coman, but he looks like a season or two off even still, in terms of getting to like Sanchez's level. So could be a potential huge deal. But again, I fear for Arsenal that they may not get the best possible fee. Next up was Chris Wood. Had a really good season in the Championship for Leeds United, and that has attracted a fair few Premiership clubs higher up. West Ham, Southampton, Swansea and Stoke are all interested in trying to get Chris Wood in. If you look at the potential options for him there, West Ham, they do need a striker, so that could be easy. Southampton, they got Gabbiadini, but really, again, they could do with bringing in another one. Swansea says it all, even got Llorente, and Stoke, you know, Stoke have got options, but again, Chris Wood would suit their style of play. It's just whether Chris Wood could do it in the Premiership. Obviously, he absolutely banged them in for Leeds at one point, but I think that was more the fact that he just went on a really good run. Who knows, he may actually smash them in the Premier League. Next up is Iheanacho. Obviously, you know, with Aguero, like, kind of announcing that he's staying at Manchester City, and Gabriel Jesus coming in front of Iheanacho, it looks like he may try and force a move away. West Ham are ready to make a £20 million bid and try and basically test the water to see if, you know, Iheanacho would kind of take the bait, if anything, and he'll go for first team football. I could probably see a loan deal happening, if anything. Next up is Mbappe. Now, obviously, there's just so many clubs that this guy could get linked to. You know, I think in the end, I would say that Mbappe is going to end up Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid were going to splash the cash and get Mbappe. They know he is an actual like Real Madrid fan. Obviously, there's been pictures of him with Real Madrid posters in his room when he was a youngster. And, you know, the most recent club to go in for him was obviously Manchester United, but now it's Liverpool as well. They've also tabled a similar offer to what Manchester United bid, around a like £65 million fee. And I'm pretty sure Monaco rejected both of Manchester United and Liverpool's bids. And they have said that, you know, they're looking for close to €100 million, which is about £85 million. So both clubs, Manchester United and Liverpool, need to increase their fee by about £20 million. Now, Mbappe has said he wants to go to a club where he's going to be in the first team. Now, that to me is not Real Madrid at the moment. I think, obviously, Benzema is still ridiculously good. And I don't think, is Mbappe better than Benzema? I'm not too sure. And I think in terms of, like, first team football, Mbappe would obviously walk into the Liverpool team. Unless Ibrahimovic, you know, stays and gets, you know, recovered really quickly. I'm pretty sure Mbappe would also get into the Manchester United team. So it's interesting, that story. However, both clubs will need to really boost their bid to try and get him. Next up is Ospina. He's in talks with Fenerbahce over a £5 million move. He's kind of got fed up of sitting on the bench for Arsenal. Damari Gray is next up. Getting linked again with a move to Liverpool. They will go back in for Gray from Leicester with a £12 million move. Apparently he has a release clause of £12 million. Not too sure on that one. Obviously, back when Damari Gray played for Birmingham, Liverpool actually had the first option on him, and I didn't choose to take it up back then, but they are ready to go back in for him now. Fabinho is next up. Atletico Madrid have now entered the race for the versatile Brazilian. Obviously, Monaco team is going to get absolutely destroyed. I'm pretty sure they, you know, will sell quite a fair few of them. I think in terms of like 4 or 5 of their best players could go. And they still have a decent side, but they'd have to bring in more youngsters and progress that way then. Bernardo Silva, again, another Monaco player. Manchester United will make an offer that cannot be refused for the Monaco playmaker. That is what I'm hearing. A few sources have said this, that they really, really want to get Bernardo Silva in. I think he's a bit lightweight for the Premiership. It reminds me of Juan Mata in terms of like build and physique. But he may, Mata's done alright. Mata was really good in the Premiership at one point, so he may end up kind of getting used to the Prem and adapting. I think it could take him a season or two. Ross Barkley is next up. Manchester United they're basically mulling over a £20 million bid for Barkley, kind of thinking whether it's worth it or not. Obviously, Barkley was getting linked for 50 million, 60 million pound moves at one point when he first broke onto the scene. That figure's dropped dramatically, and still don't know the scenario with Barkley, whether he's signing a new deal or not. Obviously, Koeman gave him that ultimatum, and we've not heard anything since. Next up, N'Golo Kante. Real Madrid boss Zidane names Kante as his number one target for this summer. Obviously, Real Madrid now are free to sign players, and it looks like they may go in for Kante as like that kind of holding player who let obviously Modric and Kroos then play forward. And finally, we end on Chris Smalling. Bit of an interesting one. I thought he was kind of like a mainstay in the Manchester United team. Both West Ham and West Brom want Smalling from Man U after it's announced that he may leave the club. So there you go, guys. Lots of big rumours going down. Obviously, Sanchez to Bayern Munich would be massive. I think Mbappe's future is obviously the main one for this. I can't really see any other deals being better than that. Edison even to Manchester United could be a shout. Obviously, again, it's a case of a replacement for De Gea. But I'm going to go with Kante as the main story for today with Real Madrid. They cannot kind of like refuse. No player can refuse Real Madrid. So, guys, if you enjoy, make sure you do drop a like and obviously subscribe if you're new around here. And I shall see you in the next one.